Day 6 of giving the algorithm the middle finger. Why? Because I can. And today I want to talk about something that I think people really murder in their content. I think they murder a part of themselves. They edit the weird out of themselves. They take all the little human bits, the faces, the laughs, the little tangents, the coffee slurps, slurps, the stupid noises, the side comments. In my opinion, the things that make a person really feel like a person. And then they just delete them. Poof. And they're gone forever. There's something really interesting when you're editing your own videos of where you're selecting parts of a video that, you know, you kind of trim. When you select that portion and you hit delete, and you think, well, you know, that's a piece of me captured in history. It's getting a bit philosophical. That's a piece of me captured in history. And if I delete the original video and I delete that clip and then I render it out and delete all forms of where I was editing that little piece of me and that bit of time that I have captured is gone forever. But back to my original point being, if you take all of these human parts out of your content, then the end product ends up feeling like it was assembled on some sort of line, you know. And I often talk about people turning themselves into sausages. Bear with me, this will make sense, I promise. And I sort of ask people a question: do you want to be this type of sausage or this type of sausage? The first kind of sausage is one that's maybe made in a huge factory. There's no judgment on anybody, but this is just the reality of it, of where there's just lines and lines of the goopy pink sausage meat just, you know, getting put into those little sheaths, and every single one just looks exactly the same, tastes the same, and there's just millions and millions and millions of these things. The other type of sausage, and by the way, that first sausage tastes, smells, looks, cooks identical every single time. Now that's important if you're a sausage. The second type of sausage is the artisan sausage. You know, they're a little bit different and they've got special flavors, and maybe they come from the local butchers and they're made by hand. They're made with love and intention, and they're just a little bit special. So then when people start pouring themselves out into their content, I'll say, you need to decide what type of sausage you want to be. There's nothing wrong with being a sausage that looks, sounds, tastes, and smells like everybody else. Not whatsoever. If that is a conscious choice, have at it. However, most people go, no, I don't want to be a factory sausage, Rich. I 100% want to be that artisan sausage that has had love and care injected into it. Well, stop taking the weird out of yourself when you're making your content, when you're making your videos, because that weird part is the artisan, special ingredients into the recipe of you. And this is such a core part of it. People buy people. People want to buy your frequency. They want to buy how you think, how you see the world, how you operate inside of it, how you make them feel. I had a moment yesterday, and this will either make you laugh or it'll terrify you. And where my office is in this part of the house, the driveway is just outside of the windows. When I'm making videos, I tend to draw the curtains so that I can control the light a little bit better. And I heard the postman pull up on the driveway. Nigel, I know you'll never watch this video, but I just want you to let you know how special you are. You're such a fucking great postman. If you don't treat your postman very well, it probably might not be as good as Nigel, first of all. But my wife bakes Nigel things and gives him, you know, little bits and bobs at Christmas, and we get him a card for his birthday and stuff. And I know Nigel takes great care of our parcels. Nigel pulls up on the driveway, and at the minute, we're having some problems with our front door. And he knows this. So I opened the little side window next to the front door. And I didn't realize at the time, but it opened so quietly. He didn't even register that I'd opened the window. So he posted all of the stuff through the door. And then as he was walking away, I thought, if I don't make a noise right now, Nigel's just going to get into his van and drive off. And yes, I am that old guy. I like to say good morning to people. Maybe it's a northern thing, more than likely. But I like to say hello to people. And just as he was about to get back into his van, I just made a noise. Something like that. And Nigel jumped out of his skin. And I was laughing my head off for ages afterwards. And he called me a bugger or whatever, you know, northerners call each other. And he was laughing his head off, and he got in his van and he said, good morning to me and drove off. And Elaine in the kitchen sort of shouted, "Did you just scare Nigel out the window?" And I said, "Yeah." And I was laughing so hard, really in my belly. And I said to her, "I really fucking love hiding and making people jump." And that might sound really, really terrible. But if you were to ask Elaine or any of my boys, they would tell you they have been caught by me hiding somewhere in the house or we're out and about, and I'll give them a little jump scare. I will justify this until the ends of the earth. I think it's healthy for a person to be a little bit scared sometimes. My brother told me not that long ago, my youngest brother, that I used to do this a lot to him when we were younger. And so I was reflecting, and I said to Elaine, I absolutely love doing that to people, for people. Everyone gets a laugh out of it because I do it in the right way. And the whole part of this process of making these videos from day one and giving the middle finger to the algorithm, there's been a little bit of like recapturing this younger essence and this fun part of myself. And I really think my personal mischief is a part of my own ingredients and my recipe, my humor, or at least the things that I think are funny. You might not think they're fucking funny whatsoever. My weirdness, all of this might be weird to some of you. To the other people, my people, you're watching and going, that's my kind of weird. I can fucking get down with that. And that in itself is not a distraction. Whoever you are, however you behave, however you fucking show up, that is a part of the reason of why people want to work with you, why they want to spend time in your space. I've helped so many people get onto video over the years. People that have either never even picked up their mobile phone and used it to promote themselves, or people that were having a go at it but weren't being themselves, when they were hitting record. And it's wonderful. It's never about the lighting. It's never about the camera. It's never about, ooh, can we create this sexy hook, that will pull extra eyeballs and attention in. It's watching someone finally drop the act, stop trying to present this over-polished LinkedIn version of themselves. Just start letting that real one poke their face through, letting them speak a little bit. And every single time, again, just before I started recording this, and Elaine came and she showed me some of her cookies that she's baking today. But every single time we help someone get on video and be themselves, everything changes. And I know that sounds a little bit cringy, but it's so true. Their business grows, their confidence grows, their voice gets clearer. And when I say voice, I mean like that internal voice of how they communicate them as a person outwards, and also how they start to process the things that they want internally as well. And even when I first started doing videos, my first lot of videos that I ever did properly that I remember was when live video became a thing on Facebook. Obviously, I left it all in. There was no option to edit out the things that were going on around me in the gym environment. And then even when I've had all of the creative control of pre-recording a video like this right now, I leave all of the bits in. If I make a weird noise, it stays in. If I pull a face, it stays in. If I sip my coffee like some sort of dehydrated goblin that's just found civilization, it stays in. Because that's what it's actually like being around me. And I don't want to have to perform and put this version of myself out into the world of then when you actually do, and you will spend time with me at some point, you're like, this guy. It's like a completely fucking different version. I've spent most of my life hiding behind doors and jumping out on people like a deeply committed idiot. So why would I then come on camera and pretend like I'm some highly polished LinkedIn monk? It just doesn't make fucking sense. And this is truly why I feel so many people struggle. Is that a good word? I don't know if it is. Let's use the word fucking struggle. Struggle when it comes to turning the camera on and talking and sharing their message, promoting their business, being a content creator, whatever it is. I don't think it really matters. It's not that they're scared of the camera. They're scared of being themselves and being seen without the fucking mask on. And maybe you're scared if you actually let yourself, the real self, come through, someone might just judge you. But I will say, from years of doing this and helping people, that's part of the point. That's kind of what you need. Because if you've got any experience in life, even just a few years, even if you just fell off the Christmas tree yesterday, you can't be friends with everybody. Not everybody's going to like you. And that's okay. And that's day 6 of giving the algorithm the middle finger. Stop editing the weird out of yourself, because the weird might just be the bit that people were looking for today. I'm done. I'll see you in the next one.